Yo, what's crapping, everybody? You've made it to another episode. What is it? Oh, Fartist feature. Yes, that's what we're on today. That's right. Be in awe of the farts. That's right. But yes, I'm here. We're going to talk to the team that's behind Orphans of the Impact Winter. Whoa, woo! That's right. Got Ross and Lee here. That's right. What's happening, guys?
Not much.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Nice. Oh, let's see what's going on. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, we're here. We're gonna get to know you guys, and hopefully we're not gonna be melting and stuck to our chairs this entire time because hotness. It's hot outside.
It's a contest. It's a contest to see who melts first, I think.
Maybe. Perfect. Yes, we're gonna get the most frazzled hair by the end of this, and then he's just absolutely fried for sure. I do have right here, because you guys originally had this on Kickstarter. It was a successful campaign, but you also have these up on Comixology, which is available via Amazon. So I have the link pinned below right here, so you guys can go click on that and go get you some hot orphan action. That's right. I don't know what else. Brain fog / it's hot, so we're gonna get a little punchy today. That's for sure. So yeah, that's a good time. I know. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make it weird. That's what we do here. This is all about you guys. That's right. I'm gonna pick one of you and slide you over. Bam, boom. There's Ross. So we're gonna ask you the hardest question you will ever have to answer. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Great. Right. Yeah, my name is Ross. I'm an illustrator and the artist behind Orphans of the Impact Winter. It's a project my brother and I have been working on for a while.
Years.
Yeah, a couple of years. Started off as like a little tiny, like 6-page short, and then turned into more. And that's also turned into me pursuing illustration more so, and trying to move into that professionally. That's where I'm at right now, illustrating that and working on some other projects. And it's been good. Hoping to continue to do it for a while. So it feels nice.
Good. I happen to like your illustrations, but I did get to read whatever you sent me in the email from however long ago that was. We were working on this for a while, and I got all mixed up and put you guys in the wrong month. I know it's my bad.
All good. Time. All good. Okay. Happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you guys on here. But it was really interesting. I thought it was very creative.
Oh, thank you. What did we send over to you? Did we send you the first 5 issues?
The first 5 issues.
Cool. Oh, awesome. Yeah. And that was the extent of what we kickstarted. There is more is the plan, but yeah, that was the extent of the Kickstarter. So we're at the end of fulfilling the Kickstarter, which feels great.
Nice. Congrats on that. Woo. Awesome. I'm gonna pull up Lee over here, and boom, same question to you. I know that's a tough one.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to apologize first of all because I don't know if you can hear, but I'm just getting over being sick, so my voice is a little bit froggy right now. Hopefully it holds out throughout this entire talk, but we'll see.
Oh no. If not, you can go ahead and mime your way through the rest of it.
I'll just gesture my way through it.
That's right.
I'm a writer. I've been a writer for quite a while. I've worked in a lot of different areas. I started as a corporate kind of freelance writer. I've done a lot of my work in television. I worked on NCIS Los Angeles for a number of years. Since then, I've been working on the comic with Ross. A little bit of overlap there towards the end of it, but I've been working on the comic. I'm also currently working on a video game. And I've done, just kind of various independent writing in addition to that, nice. Developing some other projects. But yeah, it's been really cool to work on Orphans with Ross because this was kind of he's an artist, I'm a writer, and we were trying to find something that, to work together on, and comics seemed like the perfect medium for that. And while I've been like, I mean, we've both been comic readers for our whole life, but it was definitely like an interesting learning process to, to actually like work on one and create one yourself. So that was like, it's been a lot of fun to do together.
Nice. Because what I did get, which is interesting that you said that you are working on video games, because I got video game / and/or animated series vibes from this as I was reading it. So I thought it was really neat. So I dug that. So yeah,
hey, we're open to, we'll have it could be all of these.
Nice. I like that. That yeah, my Switch shelf is right there. Yeah, you got to have that. But yeah, no, I thought it was really interesting, and I liked. What I want to get you to do is, who wants to like kind of describe what Orphans is all about? Who wants to? Anyone want to take that one on while you're here?
I can start it. We'll see. My voice seems okay for now, so I'll jump on that one while I can.
The most screen time as possible right now. How about that?
yes. I might by the end. We'll see. But no, Orphans is it tells the story of an imaginative young boy named Chuck and his loyal dog Addie, and they're trying to survive in the crumbling remains of society as the moon falls out of the sky. How is my voice doing?
Sounds lovely.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, amazing.
Perfect.
So
yes.
like they obviously live in a, it's a pretty dystopian type world. So they cope by pretending they're space explorers and exploring strange sci-fi landscapes. And over the course of this, they discover a group of fellow orphans, and together they embark on a journey to find what might be salvation from this awful situation that they find themselves in.
Yes, I thought that was one of the most intriguing thing is how those kids were dealing with like this dystopian thing, being left alone, death, all kinds of crumbling things around them. Is like the main kid, I forget his name now, but he resorts to thinking that he's in this like space adventure, which is quite unique. And I love the way that your art goes from like this kind of like darkened, like in the now kind of thing, and then in this like fantasy colorized world type thing. It's really fun and neat how that goes back and forth with that. And yes, he's very jealous of your mustache. Yes. Good times. Oh, I thought that was good. How did you come up with that kind of back and forth in the like the now parts and the futuristic-y space land differentness?
Ross can talk a little bit about the visual way, but I mean, I think we had discussions about it, kind of like that's one of the reasons why we decided on this particular project, because we did some kind of like temporary work on a couple things before this, including we had some grand ideas for some other projects that might have been in some ways too ambitious. But then when we were trying to find the next story that we were working on, this was something that like at the concept stage we were like we could tell this through these two different visual styles. Which Ross, I don't know if you want to speak a little more to that.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I think when we were deciding what to work on, you actually had a couple projects that we sort of like played around with. And this one always appealed to me for that reason. Like drawing a comic is so much work. I mean, I'm new to, we're new to this, and working in the medium, it's one of those things that, real trial by fire. And why not draw in two styles while you're at it, just to make things a little tougher. But it's just really rewarding to have that, to play with the different color palettes, and the different drawing styles and visualizing characters in two worlds. A big part of it too was like one of our big influences was Calvin and Hobbes. We always, we grew up reading Calvin and Hobbes, reading the funny pages, have had the books forever, and especially Spaceman Spiff and just a child's imagination and in the things they can create, at the drop of a hat where they go is just such a fun subject matter to explore visually and storytelling wise. And that just always appealed to me. And our colorist, Marina, so fantastic.
So lovely. Yes.
She does such a good job. And we worked closely with her to figure out the palettes and figure out what worked and what didn't and what we wanted. And then she just did fantastic work and really ran with it. And yeah, super happy with it. She's great.
Yeah. I think she completely nailed that color scheme because she's got like those muted tones to like that dystopian world, and then when you get to like the alien world where you're just off in imagination, just trying to cope with like what you're dealing with, just the bright, vivid colors that are popping in there. It's just such a cool contrast to each other, and it really makes you go in and out of both of those kind of like mindsets that he's going through. And I think that was really lovely. So I really enjoyed that. And
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. I see CJ's question here. First of all, hello, CJ. CJ wants to know. This is a good rile up question.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on AI? You don't even have to answer this. You can just be like, yeah.
How long?
Yeah. It's funny. I just had a long conversation with a friend.
I actually did too today.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exploring it. I think, I don't know. Visually, I won't go too far into it. Sort of, I'd say, I don't know if it's stump speech or elevator pitch. I think it's a fantastic tool. I think you could do crazy stuff with it. But it just, I don't know. It comes up short in so many ways. I think, and it just, I think it can be used for certain things, but it just comes up short against somebody actually creating, actually putting the work in. Bottom line.
I would say completely yes. Leave it to other fields. Leave the creativity to actual person because when you do those mistakes, that's how you come up with the cool stuff. So
that's how you grow and learn. And
you gotta kind of get in there and mess stuff up and like figure stuff out. And like that's how you get in there. And you can't really do that when you're just like chugging stuff through an AI, whatever you're going through. So yeah.
No, I would totally agree. Like I think it definitely has uses. I think the best uses of it are the ones that we should be using it to allow us to do the creative things that we want to do instead of having, AI do the creative fun stuff that we want to do. And, while there's all parts of business decisions that could be automated probably by AI, but also I don't know, I'm a realist. I think that it's in terms of writing, it's not quite there yet. It's gotten the visuals, visual art has gotten a lot better in very short time period. Writing wise, I think it's not quite there yet, but it is getting better. But it is I think it's a tool that I think it's ideal uses as a tool to for artists to use. And it's kind of about who has control of that tool, whether it's being used to replace artists or whether it's something that artists can use to kind of further what they're doing. And hopefully, if anything, it will be more of the latter.
I hope so. I think my favorite meme I've ever seen for AI was a lady going, want AI to do my dishes, but I want me to be able to draw my own thing.
It is crazy that AI was this algorithm is made and that we're doing well, let's just have it take all the creative expression that we're doing. That's insane.
Yes. I also agree, Mo. Where'd you go? Yes, use it to make funny pictures.
Destroy the purpose. Sure. AI is great. Oh, sorry. Here we go.
This is a long one. I was trying to read it. I was writing.
Yeah. It does. It's funny. I don't know if we talked about this in a while, Lee. It does. AI writing reminds me of the stories. I found stories I used to write when we were in grade school. And I just remember this one part, and it reminds me of AI writing. I wrote this one story that was I set this thing. I was the robot comes into this room, and there's this big bad robot, and I build the suspense, as much as whatever a 13-year-old could do. And then the next sentence is, and then they fought and he won. And that's
and they fought and he won. Yeah. Whoa.
I don't want to say I could be a writer, but
nailed it. Perfect. I love that. Yes, that's a hot topic. I think pretty much every stream I go into now, I see hear people talking about this. But people need to talk about it because I don't think it's going away anytime soon. But I think art is one of the oldest professions in the entire universe, and I don't think it'll ever go away. So just keep creating stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, people are gonna always create, no matter what.
Yeah, they will always find a way to create something, get that out there. Because most of, if anything, it's just a good way to relieve stress and just zone out and do something. Take it away. Yeah, get away for a hot minute.
That was sorry, not to stay on AI, but that reminded me of something. That like AI. Recently, in that conversation I had with a friend, we were talking about how, like, when photography came along in art, it changed what was popular and how artists approach things, right? Because before photography, sort of the pinnacle of a lot of art was painting photoreal and capturing these things so you could feel like you're there. Then photography came along and they changed it. And now AI's come along and it can do certain things really well. But there's other parts of art that it struggles at. And the things it does well, I think artists will move away from, and they'll find things. Like, I mean, the easy example is AI. It makes a lot of digital stuff, but it can't make a painting. It can't, for sure.
So it'll be hilarious. Somebody really needs to hook it up to a 3D printer just to see if he can print something. Just to go bananas, like bloopity bloop, bloopity bloop, and then see what it comes out with. That'd be hilarious to kind of see what's going on with that. But
I'm sure people are trying.
I probably. But that's kind of like digital. When digital first came out, people are really, really against it for the most part. They're like, no, it's not really drawing. No, whatever. So, whatever. Just draw your stuff. Don't worry about it. Just worry about your own stuff.
Find out what works for you.
Exactly. Sometimes you got to do that though. Sometimes you got to bounce around mediums. Sometimes pencils and for everybody. Go figure out what works the best for you. So do that. Art experimenting is the best. That's what you need to do.
Well, that's part of Orphans too. Is that it's all colored digitally, but I draw everything analogically, manually. Manually. But that's a fun mix again. And that's a great place for for digital media. You can color stuff and recolor stuff so easy.
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic.
Well, it's been interesting too because I've seen since like the lockdown and how comic books are coming in. I've seen a lot of traditional artists go to digital, but I've also seen a lot of people that started out digitally come back out and try traditional for the first time, especially for like a campaign or something, because there's so many people in demand that want like those pencils or like the base inks and stuff. So I see a lot of people coming out to create something just for like their own book traditionally, just because they want to see a different style. And it's really interesting to me how like people's styles change from doing something completely traditionally on paper to like a digital thing. And I think that is quite interesting. I love seeing that. Korean. Yes, work away. Listen, work away. Go for it. Yes. Listen, I love my lurkers. You can go for it. I don't know how or why anybody's watching us, but yes, we're up to 41 people on all the platforms. Let's go. What's awesome. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I know. I see all the ones that we're at, but this is I don't normally stream on Monday, so
it's Heat Wave Monday.
Heat Wave Monday just says it all. That's all you need to say. But yeah, it's so hot. Oh yeah. Oh no, I touched the wrong thing. Now it's stuck to my face. What I want to do is I want to go, because you guys did, I believe it was in March when your campaign ended. I'm going to go to your actual Kickstarter page. I want to show off some of the artwork, and we can talk about this for a bit. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a different muscle. Yes. Listen, when you're in a heat, you find out places on your body that you didn't realize you even had anymore. And you're like, oh, what's going on here? I don't know. Why is this
so uncomfortable?
Yes, like what is going on? I don't know, but here we go. Boom, Shakalaga. Let me go back here for a second. There we go. Make a note. Make us tidy. There we go. There we go. Tiny. Boom. Now we're talking. We got TM. Perfect. You joined us at the right time. We're going over your campaign right now. So this did end. You have some stuff available digitally right now in Comixology. Is there a way to buy something physically if somebody wanted to?
Not right now.
Okay.
We did just send book 1, which is the collection of issue 1 through 5.
Oh, cool.
To the printer to get, like, we're waiting for proofs and stuff.
Yeah.
And to okay everything. But that's going to go out to the backers. That's a big part of our rewards, finally fulfilling that. And then we aren't sure. We're going to get more than for the backers printed. And then those will be available maybe through our website, or we're also planning on being at a couple conventions. We're actually going to be, I'm going to be at a convention next weekend, actually.
Oh, which convention?
New Jersey, I think, I think it's New Jersey Gamers Con or something like that. What is that one?
Michael, where are you? That's your area.
Somebody know? Oh boy. If I check my calendar, I'll be able to find it real quick.
Yeah, go for it. No, because that's one of the things I like to ask at the end is what cons or any places that you're going to be at. So I like to do that. But right here is a link to your website. So you guys can go click around there, check that out. It has links to, I think, your Twitter and a couple other places on there as well. Let me see. Let me open this real quick. I think you have. Do you guys have a YouTube at all? Do you guys do anything on YouTube?
No.
YouTube, Instagram, but no YouTube.
Yeah, no YouTube.
Nice. I just asked that because sometimes people like to go and do like content about the books and stuff on there. Because that's where I've been mostly hanging at the moment. Is just hanging out in like creator streams because I like to lurk and just watch people talk about stuff and create.
Lurking's great.
Lurking is the best, let me tell you. You can go see work on people's streams, just chill there. They don't even know you're watching, which is fantastic. However, the one time it gets kind of interesting is when you're at a con and someone comes up to you and recognizes you and they go, "Hey, I know you. I watch your streams." You're like, "You do?" And they're like, "Yeah, but I never talk in your streams." So
all right, we'll see you later.
I'm like, all right, okay, hi, how are you guys? But yeah, that's funny to me. So hi, lurkers, how are you? What's going on? CJ, being in close to that area, wants to know, are you from Jersey?
No, not from Jersey. We're from Cleveland, and now
original. Yes, no longer.
Nothing but love for Cleveland, though. Nothing but love. I'm in Philadelphia now, and I did find out it is Garden State Comic Fest.
Garden State. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I have some people heading to that. Nice.
Nice.
You missed this weekend alone. I think there were 6 cons happening.
Really?
The main one was Heroes Con. There was Summer Con. There was Vegas the Con. Comic Palooza was happening. There was a couple horror cons. There was one in Whittier. I lost track of fingers, but yeah, there were way too many cons.
A lot of competition.
Yes. Cleveland rocks, Ohio. Yes.
Cleveland does rock.
I hope Michael comes back in chat and then you can go have a fun chat with him because he's great in Jersey. That's hilarious.
The truth comes out after we said we're not from Jersey. Wow.
Well, he's from New York, so he's got.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Gotcha. I used to live in Jersey ages ago. I live in Los Angeles right now. I'm on the East Coast at the moment, so I'm getting to experience all of this lovely heat with you all. But I usually live in Los Angeles, so Ross and I actually we do all of this, from opposite ends of the country, and the rest of our team is actually all international. So it's a whole bunch of, it wouldn't be possible. We couldn't do this without the internet. Technology makes this happen.
The internet is amazing for these reasons. It's so amazing to me. People I've known for decades, and then I'll run into people that I just kind of recently known for the last year that everyone kind of knows each other. And I was like, how do you guys know each other? They're like, they're local. And I'm like, I've met these guys online 10 years ago. It's crazy. But to me, that's amazing. I think that's awesome. It's really cool. And here we go. Some of your art style, which is here's the part where you get your space adventure, kind of he's checking out. He's just kind of, daydreaming with him and his dog here. I love the dog. Addie is my favorite. So cute. I might be partial to Addie because I had a pug and my pug's name was Maddie. So
okay.
I'm sold on this. Yeah. But yeah, I love this. It's dolphin centipedal bug guy.
The monsters. I will say that the monsters are easily my favorite part of the project. So much so that it was one of our big backer perks. Was the highest one was if you backed at the highest level, you got to do a Zoom with us, and we got to like create a monster that would be in the book with you, which was awesome. So fun, like seeing what people brought to that. Some people brought their kids, which was a blast. It had great ideas.
Yeah, it was lots of cool inspiration.
Yeah.
Kids can get imaginative, and I love that. And this, to me, I love the creativity that came into like all of the things that were in like the space kind of like scenes that were in here. I just thought it was so cool because I was just like, what is happening there? What is that? But yeah, no, it was really, I love that. It's really cool. And like you said, your colorist did such a good job like mixing those two together. So good. Yeah. Really, really enjoyed it. Let's see. I'm gonna put that down here now because my laptop hates me and I can't be playing. I don't know. It's a new laptop. You think you would know how to do things by now? No. I play something and it mutes me and kicks me off my own stream.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yes. So I always tell people if I play a video, just start coming up with your own theme music because I am making. But I love this. I love this. I love your take on how like the moon is like dying and then just like chunks are falling off onto the earth and it's like dystopian land. But I love all this like wackadoodle just stuff happening in here. It's fun. I don't even know what else to call it because it's all like Annihilation meets like I don't know, some kind of like interesting like game kind of thing. That's all like yeah.
Again, the world building. I have a bunch of just notebook pages and notebook pages filled with like just drawing weird vegetation and also like again, aside from the monsters, just creating surreal, sort of fantastical worlds that a kid would imagine. And also allowing sort of one of the fun things about that was allowing ourselves, in that world, myself, especially as the artist, like being like, not everything has to make perfect sense. This is a kid imagining this. There can be sort of loose ends and just doohickeys and gizmos and like, that's fine.
Yeah. I really enjoy it. I think it's really, really imaginative. Oh, what is this?
Well, I don't know if that link's still good.
Well, let's find out. Boom, we're testing it out. Boom. Oh, no. Oh, that's fun. This is what we do. Oh, good. We got comic strips here of what we're talking about. You can actually see. Let me get right up in here. Let's go. Can I go? Oh, no, 500 would be the most I can go. But I like the different styles that you have. So here you're in like where he's just checked out mentally and he has gone to his realm of where he's a space like adventurer kind of thing. And I love how he talks to the dog, but because it's an actual dog, but he's just this space thing, it's all like gibberish. It's just like blah, 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 blah. I love that. I think it's so cute.
Yes, and to be clear here, this isn't lettered. The pages you're seeing right now here are not lettered, but there are words.
But I think that's really cute. But I like how the style changes too. Like just they get different outfits. I like that the dog is like this, like he can like move around, but also looks kind of messed up, like he's like some kind of zombified creature, which I think is fantastic. And then you get down here and you're getting more to like the muted tones where it's back to like regular time, and he's like all miserable. But you can really see like the harshness that is happening here. And then this is where he meets the other kids that he finds around because there's like nobody around, which is crazy and spooky at the same time because there's a huge food shortage, and you would think that the kids wouldn't really be able to last that long in a thing because they're by themselves. But then you think about it, you're like, maybe they can kind of sneak around like in the shadows because they're smaller and get around with stuff. But yes. And Phil, what's up, Phil? I know you had a lovely time at Heroes Con. I saw all the pictures, and he was saying very nice. Right. Yeah, but I love this. I think it's really cool. I like that you really nailed this, like just haunting like imagery in here. Yes, once again, why is it going too fast? Once again, your colorist nailed the vibe here, and I dig it. But good times. Very nice.
Some of these pages too, the pages where transitioning from fantasy to reality or vice versa. Yeah. Again, so much fun to play with. I think the one cover that you showed with the moon high up in the sky, and then with that one. So these were some of my favorites because they have like the kids are in reality, but the world is in fantasy, and playing with what's in what world and what's not, and transitions, and the blending of the worlds is
and that was something we had to kind of like be very intentional about in the first especially, just to kind of establish the rules to kind of like our world and what was going on, just to make it clear that, you know, he's imagining these things. And like once we firmly established the way, like Ross was talking, like with the transitions, especially as the story progressed, like, you know, then built into it already. And there are other areas where we do some fun things with transitions and the world's blending, but like, especially in that first issue, I know that first transition, especially, I think we had to go back to a couple times to get it kind of like right.
Yeah.
Nice. I think you guys really, really nailed it. And once again, I really love your take on just the creatures and just how creative this stuff is. It's like literally like, why does it keep doing this? It's literally like a super mashup of like all kinds of like things that are going on here. I love the like weird mosquito guy just walking around. But I love this kind of thing. It's so creative. I remember this one on like the page, and I was like, oh, that's so good. Just the textures. It's awesome. Because this is a whole that one right there is a whole full-on panel. You get like way more of the artwork on there. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I like it. He's just like, very cool.
Yeah, looking at a lot of macro pictures of bugs. Highly recommend. If you're like, I don't know what to do, look up macro pictures of bugs. They're insane.
If you guys have never done any research and you're into art, dude, go do some super high res zoomed in like bugs. You won't believe what half these things. The ant head is insanely creepy. Have you guys ever seen one of those? It is nuts. They have like little hairs. There's like stuff everywhere. It's crazy. That stuff is gorgeous too, because they have really weird iridescent shines on some of them, like you wouldn't even think is there. But yeah, go check you some bugs. Let's go. This is what your actual book looks like here. We got more of this. I like that you have the inks down there too, because I like I'm also a huge fan of like kind of like behind the scenes stuff where you get like artist editions where you just have like the line work or whatever. Huge fan of all that stuff. Ooh, that's a good, looks a little Mobius-y.
High praise. Thank you.
Listen, you can't get any higher than that. Let me tell you, that's so cute. Everything is cute, and everything cute is more threatening. That's right. Yes. You know some people that look like bugs? Oh, it's rough. But yes, this is very cute. So you have a soft cover edition. Did you have a hardcover edition as well for the Kickstarter?
No. We always we went straight to the soft cover.
Okay. I have a quick, because you did really well in this campaign. I think you hit over 10K. Did you have other campaigns before this, or was it just like your first one?
No, this was the first one.
Wow, dude. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give you the biggest clap, because let me tell you, you know how hard it is to hit 10K on a first campaign? Let's go. Kudos to you guys for hustling, let me tell you.
We just made it. It was tight. It was tight, but thank you.
No, we did a lot of talking like with people who had run successful campaigns before that, and got a lot of really good advice about you know, what to put up there and how to present it. And you know, it was really invaluable.
Yeah.
Good. I like that. And let's see. Yo, Brian, what's up? Brian's also another creator. Shout out to your streams. I love looking at your horror streams. And Six Gun Gorilla. First of all, don't worry. Not anybody here. The bug people are in Jersey. Oh,
Jersey is catching a lot of flack.
Listen, that's his rival. So, you know, I can't wait for Michael to pop in here when he does that, because he literally from Jersey. In Jersey right now, let me tell you. He's probably in the front of air conditioner or something, because it is gross outside. What's up, shop? How are you doing? Yeah, welcome on in, dudes. Yeah, so this campaign ended in March. I do have a link above pinned to the Amazon. So if you guys are just coming in, you can get it digitally for now on Comixology. But dude, it's a cool, fun read. I think the story is really interesting. And you are on, what are you on? Issue 5 right now?
Yeah, 5 was the last one in this first part of it.
Yes. And so when you get to the end of that, there's kind of all kinds of stuff that's happening here, and you don't really technically know what's going on because they're kind of kids. They were kind of not told anything, so you're kind of running around. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and there's like this whole other thing where like the soldiers and stuff are like involved as well. But then you're like they're kind of still mystery. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and you're also like, what is happening? You don't really know. So that's going to be interesting to see how many what's going on later issues. How many issues do you plan on doing for this?
It's planned for 10. That's kind of the way that we envisioned this ourselves, was that like we had a kind of a 10 issue arc that was sketched out from the beginning. There's some different ways we could go with it, depending on like there are other ways you could expand the story. There are some ways that the story could go past 10 issues, but as far as like our involvement of it, our current plan now that we've reached issue 5 is to go back to publishers and potentially find a publisher for the last 5 issues or the second half of this book. But again, depending on their interest, there are some different ways we could go with it. But if this is all like, if it's all on us and we end up putting out the back half of it independently as well, it will probably just be the 10 issues kind of like as a standalone story.
Very neat. And this is what I was talking about. I love seeing just the inks on the blue lines. I think that's really neat. That's fun. I dig that a lot. Very cool. Very nice. Also, yes, I think this would be very cool to get out because I think it's a really good mix of like children could really like it and enjoy it because you don't got all the like the monstery vibes to it. You got the sci-fi vibes to it, but I also think adults can really resonate with this character. Because when you're old and it should have hit the fan, you kind of like check out sometimes. And you're like, I don't want to be here right now. So let's go somewhere else.
Yeah. It's hard not to escape or try to like mentally escape sometimes.
Yeah. Yes. Phil says more indie sci-fi. Yeah, dude, Phil, I think you would like this because you are a massive fan of Fallout. So I think you would enjoy this a lot. Grant is going to share the stream. Yes, please. Thank you, Grant. Please go ahead and share this so that people can come in here and look at more about the Orphans of the Impact Winter. And I really like this because, listen, the moon, because it is falling apart and dying, it kind of gives you like the Death Star vibes to it, which that's you kind of like that.
Yeah, that's something Lee, like when we first started doing it and I was working on the moon, I remember that's a note you gave me. You're like, this definitely has Death Star kind of feeling.
Feels kind of Death Star.
I was like, yeah. And it was fun too, because we talked about sort of treating the moon like a character at times.
Yeah.
Depending, because it has this huge crater and where that crater is looking and how involved or how close or how far, there's a lot of sort of play with that. And just sort of, again, background stuff that maybe people pick up on subtly or not, but something that's really fun and rewarding to play with visually.
Yeah. And we also try to keep it present. Like we try to, not have it be too long, like of stretches, but without seeing the moon, as it's just kind of like always just kind of looming there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of just ominous just there. Cause all kinds of stuff has happened and you're just like, oh man. And then you see that. Yeah. It's very breathtaking visually. And I'm very much huge fan of that. So I dig everything on here. I think it's so cool. I really enjoyed the artwork. It really fit that like kind of like cartoony kind of vibe, which I'm a huge fan. Listen, cartoon violence the best, but I'm very much a fan of like that animated like video gamey kind of style to me. And I could definitely see it. Like I said this earlier, I could definitely see that. I get those vibes in it because it kind of almost feels like different episodes as you're going along, like the different chapters, because they're kind of like paced interesting, which I like. But yeah, it's also very mystery-ish because you're kind of like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm kind of intrigued and want to find out what's happening.
Yeah. I'm curious. Yeah, I mean that's something too. Being behind it, and I'm curious. Sort of question for Lee. But yeah, finding that right balance of what you do tell and what you don't tell, right? Just, I'm curious. I'm also curious, even though I worked on this project with you. Like, how do you find that balance between, because there's so much that you and I both know about this, and have done like sort of backstory and thinking about it. But then deciding what goes in and what we tell and don't tell.
Yeah, it is a bit of a balance, and I think like those first, we kind of tried to find that balance over these first couple issues, because especially with like what's going on with the moon, and like you were saying, it's like these are kids and they're struggling to understand like what's happening around them, and we want to give enough that it's not just completely confusing, but in some ways it also like it doesn't, it's happening, like it's the reasons for why, like, although are known to us, like we don't want to be hitting you over the head with all of this, and you'll get like you'll get bits and pieces as you go through the story, but it's it's trying to find that balance of just like giving that right amount of exposition and that right amount of context to it without needing to say too much.
Yeah. I like that the kids range in different ages, and I think it's hilarious. So they're trying they figured out how to like drive. That's awesome.
Gotta love it.
You gotta listen. It's so creative. I'm very much a fan of these weird monster mashups. I dig this. I really enjoy this. I think that's something very fun. And if you ever do another campaign, I think that's something that you can really do. You can have like a monster creative like fan art thingy, and whoever wins, you could probably put that in the book with like, if you get like a lot of kids involved too, I think that'd be fantastic. Hold on a second. Speaking of Jersey, what's up, Michael? That's right. That's right. What is up? Yes, please. Yes, like and share. Thank you.
Don't look back in the chat at all. It's cool. We're all cool. It's fine.
Oh, he knows. He's given some crap to CJ before. But no, that's funny. Because you were saying you were going to the Garden State Con, and I was wondering, Michael, are you going to be going to this? Because he's a huge gamer / in that area too. So I'm very interested about this. But I think this is cool. I think there's so much potential for this, just based on like, because you got your like trade now going on here. You're gonna be doing another like 5 issues going forward. There's so many also like opportunities to do like little like kind of side stories in between like the times.
Yeah.
That's exactly like one of the things we were thinking of when we were talking about like different ways that the story could be expanded. Like we hint at a lot of, or you get glimpses of like kind of like small, bigger stories that are kept like you're only getting like a tiny slice of, and there definitely would be a way to tell plenty of other stories within this world.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I like that, because I like stories that are like super really well done with like world building, character development. Huge fan of that kind of thing. But I also like it when there's like kind of like a mysterious kind of like thing, and you're like, you could do other things like these pockets of like kind of time skip kind of things, which I think are quite awesome. I dig that a lot. Very, very big fan. So yeah, so the guys are here. This campaign did end in March, and you're in the middle of fulfilling right now. So like I said, super huge congrats on, you almost had 140 backers, and you almost nailed $11,000. So that's a hugely successful campaign, especially your first time around. So major kudos to that, because I know some guys have been around a long time and they're having a hard time getting $1,000. It's weird times right now, but
I wonder because we did this. I think the campaign ended not this March. It ended like a year and a half or so.
A year ago, March.
Yeah.
Last
I'm not
update.
sure.
It's been updated.
Yeah. Because it's been a little while, and I'm curious what the I'm blanking on the word. What the environment is for Kickstarters and comics,
how it's changed
with everything.
Since then.
Yeah. Because it's been a little bit, and it's been a long road. With a lot of learning experiences and growth and all sorts of things.
Yes.
But yeah, it feels good to be at this end of the road, and finally being able to put things in people's hands. And finally being able to make good on that and have something that you can hand to somebody. Yeah, it's very rewarding.
That's cool. I like that. So you guys are filming right now, which is awesome. And when do you think you're going to be back? You're going to launch another campaign, I would assume, since you had that many amazing responses on Kickstarter. When do you think you're going to be launching your next set of campaigns?
That's kind of the question, because we are like, the plan was always to take a break here. I can feel my voice is starting to go just a little bit.
He's fading. He's melting. He's melting.
Oh,
no, the plan was always to take this little break, because our plan was to go back to publishers. Like we have had interest from publishers before. It's been a very interesting process, because like when Ross, like we brought this to some people first when it was only like, we weren't even sure how we were going to color it. It was like a partially colored, but not full colored, versus like black and white in reality. It's gone through an entire change. But since then we've had interest from a couple publishers, but none of them were really kind of like the right contract for our situation. So now that we've got like a lot more under our belt, we're taking what we've got like fully realized now back out, and we're going to see what the interest is. And that's going to kind of dictate what, like, if there is interest, maybe ideally, maybe they will be willing to put out the next 5. But if not, like, we might be coming back with another Kickstarter in, I don't know, Ross, a couple months.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Later this year, we'll have to see where. This break was built kind of into our schedule, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of thing that I've seen with like in the indie thing. In the indie sphere, I see a lot of guys, what they do is either start on Kickstarter, they build their audience there, go to Indiegogo, do a second campaign on there, and then they end up on Fund My Comic as like a storefront. I see that a lot happening more and more on the thing, because it's really interesting to me how some people are diehard only on one site kind of thing. I don't know why that is. It's interesting, but I think you just need to, everyone just, it doesn't matter what site you guys are on. You guys go wherever you want. It's, that doesn't mean anything. I know there's like some super diehard fans to all of them, but I've been seeing a lot of people too go to Zoop, and I think Zoop is pretty interesting because they do their printing and shipping themselves.
Oh, nice. I've never even heard of Zoop. Is Zoop like strictly comics and books? Or?
Zoop, okay. Zoop is interesting because right now it's strictly comics and books, but they are doing Zoop Gaming that's launching soon. You meet with them. They pick a date and time where your campaign is going to launch because they only have certain campaigns going at certain times.
Okay.
So they try to make sure that your campaign is like on the fronts and, getting backed and all that stuff. And they kind of encourage more of like interior art or like some kind of art on there. They like original art pieces on there. But it's really interesting to see more and more of these sites kind of pop up that are all doing kind of successfully. But I think what's interesting about them, because they print and ship, but they also like time slot when campaigns are going up there, which I think is quite interesting.
That's pretty. That's unique, and it makes sense so that you aren't flooding the market with so much. I mean, Kickstarter is so dense. There's
so many. It is a lot. Like, I don't think people like what I always tell people that come on here, because I've been doing a lot more behind the scenes work for campaigns and stuff lately. Okay. But a lot of times, like, you really need to go on campaigns. Browse the stuff that's happening. See what you're directly in competition with. Okay, you guys can go to the front page. All the nudie books galore are not in direct competition with whatever books that you guys are working on. That has its own fan base, okay? Go do search for sci-fi. Do search for children's books. Do search for whatever. Whatever your genre is, go search that and see what pops up. See when campaigns are launching. See how many are in pre-launch status right now. Because that's the cool, interesting thing about pre-launch is you could be up month, year down the road. It doesn't matter. Like, keep hustling that link, go for it. But I think it's really interesting because I see more and more campaigns launching every month. I think April alone, I had to turn away 10 people from doing these streams because I didn't have enough days in the month to do them. There's that many. It was insane how many campaigns came out in April and May, and I got backed up just trying to schedule stuff. But yeah, there's a lot happening, and every one of those can have a direct influence on what's going on in yours. But I also see, which I think is very cool right now, I see a lot of crossover campaigns is what I see happening too. I see if you have a similar type of book, I see somebody else will go and do it, and they kind of say, hey, if you back both books, they'll verify it, and then you get an extra like print, a little card set, something. But
that's cool.
The link to it is on the site, so you can go and share that around. What I also see too is in stretch goals, and I'm a huge fan of this. I really like this. Is depending on how many either backers you have or how much money that you make, you get a hunk of different indie creator books, like PDFs. Nice. So that way you get to experience a different book and find a different artist that you might have not known about, which I think is really neat because getting books in people's hands, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
You want
No,
more
for
readers,
sure.
you want more people talking about it, you want more people reviewing stuff. So yeah, to me, I think that's amazing, and I love seeing that. So
No,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
people coming together and working together, pooling their resources. Way to go. Way to
exactly.
go.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun because a lot of the same guys you'll see constantly over. Listen, Carissa, I think I've had a Carissa on like maybe 7 times, and she like does one every other month campaign. Like she just like goes out and puts up. Yeah, like she has plotted her storyline out so far in advance. It's insane. Yeah, dude, right? I think that's the fun part. And then when you finally start getting to cons and actually meeting fans, I think that is the coolest experience. Like I've helped my friends, I've helped some friends, booth for comic book day, all that stuff. To me, that's exciting. When you get to see the excitement in a little kid's eyes and they're buying their like first book, there's no great experience that. Where you meet somebody that's been a fan of yours for a long time. Yeah, no, that is amazing. I wish more creators got to experience that.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's actually the first con that I'm going to be at, that Orphans is actually going to be at.
Nice.
With something. And we also do have, we did do a short run. We did a promotional run of issues 1 and 2 that we're just like aren't being sold. Like we're just going to be having at convention. They aren't in stores anywhere or anything like that. And I'm really just to have, like you're saying, to have something to be able to give somebody to look at and interact with people. And it's been so much fun, running the campaign, and we have like a mailing list and everything. So interacting with people online is fantastic. But being in person and again, being at this end of the road. Looking forward to it.
Yes. And I don't know. So from the last time that you guys ran this campaign, there's been a couple actual added things that Kickstarter has done since then. They do the landing page now. So you guys can do a whole full-on landing page where you put you sign up for your email on the landing page. So you get direct emails right away. So you start doing like mass emails. But they can also reserve a copy of the book for like $1 on this like landing page that you go to. Which I've seen a lot of campaigns do that, which is interesting.
Oh, right. I've actually, I think I've done that in campaigns. Like, they're like, if you put $1 now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you've got, it's guaranteed and everything.
It's reserved.
Yeah.
Like, I see that a lot, and I also see. You want more? Okay. So you know how like you get your pre-launch campaign page where you go sign up for it on the campaign page, Cran? Like it'll say how many people are following it. Yes. This one will have a link and you can put your email address in it. It's full on more interactive on the actual page there. So that email address, because you don't usually get the email addresses after your campaign is completely done. So you get the email addresses as people are signing up for them. So you can send people out newsletters, and you can also set like $1 reserve your book type thing, but that's new. And late pledges is also new. So I don't know if that was a thing when you did your campaign. So late pledges. Yeah. So the late pledges thing is interesting because you can keep that up until you start actually shipping your book, and you just get more people pledging as you're going, but you have to turn it on as you're signing up for it. Yes. It's really interesting to see some of the stuff that Kickstarter and some of the other places have been doing coming forward, especially with all the weird shipping thing that's been happening. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on right now with that, which I think is fun. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think it's really good that you can like really get in there. And what you haven't noticed too, I just noticed this within the last week, is if you go into a Kickstarter campaign now and you can get the small links, it automatically comes with a giant, like tiny link instead of that giant long link that you have to be passed around now. Like people used to have to go get their own links, but they have the small shortened links now on Kickstarter, which I think is really cool.
I love the email, because that's something we had to do independent. We had to build like an email
or
list,
like newsletter,
for our newsletter, like through Instagram, to then get it to Kickstarter, and then like it was just like one more step.
It's a big pain trying to get that together, but once you get it together, it's cool. But I think that's really neat how that has that incorporated in there, so you can start building that right away from just the pre-launch page, which I think is neat. But yeah, that's cool. I like that. Another thing too is I don't think because I've been talking to a lot of guys, most smaller publishers and even the larger ones, they make you do a campaign, even though you are part of a publisher. Yeah, They still make you do that because the cost of printing and all that stuff is just so huge. Like you already have those numbers, so they just go buy extra when they go and do the campaign anyways. So most people make you do a campaign when you have a publisher. Yeah.
That's interesting too, because it's something that we talked about, and I've seen those campaigns where I'm like, I know this guy's got a publisher. Like this, he's not just some small town, but still running it, which also makes sense because then it's just it's
just helping you fund the project, get
bigger
it going
audience,
out there.
more money towards the project. Like, you
can't go wrong. Listen, if you're just going to be selling a book anyways, there's a whole audience just on any of these sites. Because I see people crowdfund their books on Patreon and Ko-Fi. Like, I see them do that too. But I think it's just interesting. Like, just want to branch out and get more people looking at your book. Go for it. If people are already on there searching for books, that's why they're on there. Put it on there. You never know what's gonna, who's gonna back something.
You gotta put it out there, for anybody to find it.
Exactly.
Gotta make that move.
Let's see. Here, I'm gonna drop your links one more time in here. This is the link to your website. You can go check it out. There's more artwork on there as well that you can go check out. I have the link already for your Amazon on top. I don't know. Do I have Lee's? I don't know if I have Lee's social media link that I could drop around. I have Ross's, and
just
I have
my name.
Just your name. All right, cool. I'll find that. And I'll link it in it. Oh, okay. I will plop this in here once I get to the boop boop boop. I got that one in there. Boop. All these boop boppins. There we go. And then this is the actual Instagram link for your actual comic book page. I'm gonna plop this in here too. Let's see. Boop.
Yeah, we're most active on Instagram. I think we have a Twitter, but we have.
Last time that it was used.
So I'm gonna put this out there. I never used Twitter ever, and I moved back to Twitter strictly just for promoting comics.
Oh.
You could stay away from any drama and any place, because I'm telling you right now, there's drama on every platform that you're going to go to. It doesn't matter. You can just go there and post the links to your book, post a couple updates. I have gotten more campaigns funded just sharing it on Twitter.
Really?
There are people on there looking to back campaigns. Really? Myself, Kyle, and a whole bunch of other indie promoters that are on there do threads every day. That say drop the links to your book, drop the links to whatever, and they go and they share it galore just to get stuff out of there.
That's awesome.
It's amazing to me. There's a couple of the guys that also moved over to Blue Sky that are doing it on there. I see people doing it on threads, but the amount of hype that I see for indie comics on Twitter is insane. It's fantastic.
That's great to hear.
Just get on there. Just post a couple of things. Just post about your book. Just stay out of the realms of everywhere else. But,
post it, set it and forget it. No,
it's amazing to me how many other indie creators back indie creators' books because they started as fans and they're still interested in backing stuff. And I love seeing how many people will rally to get a campaign funded, and I think it's fantastic. But I know there's a lot of hate for Twitter, whatever. And listen. I hate every social media platform.
It's all filling with AI stuff. I don't know.
The amount of effort it takes to make one post. Like Instagram. I had to move over too because Instagram, for like 2 years, I am blocked from following new people. It keeps telling me your max follower amount is 7,500.
What?
I can remove like 200 people. I can remove dead accounts. It will not let me follow any more people. Then I can go back and then try and accept, because this happened to a couple other people too. I can go back and try to hit a couple and it'll let me follow them, but then months down the road, I can't follow anybody else. So I kind of have to hop around, which is very annoying, but I don't get how somebody can have 1 billion followers, but you're locked at 7,500 followers.
Don't you be paying attention to too many people. We don't want that.
No, heaven forbid you get inspired by somebody else. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Stay away from politics, drama, whatever. I tell people this all the time. I don't care who you are, what you're doing. I will invite you on my show. Just keep all that stuff off of here. Just talk about your book. That's all you need to do. You don't need to get into any of this other whatever. Listen, I had the most successful stream I've ever had was 2.5 hour talk, and we were just talking about hot dogs.
It's what the people want,
It's what the people want. It's hot dogs, food, and apparently the Knicks. I had Jeff Schiller on for his one campaign. He got 3 backers just because he was a Knicks fan. you know, you never know who's going to back your book.
This guy likes the Knicks. We gotta support him, man.
Exactly. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna find Lee's link too, and I'm gonna put that in here. Bloop bloop bloop. Actually, I'm gonna go in here. Okay. I see all the awesome people that you in here. You got following you already. There you are. Boom, found you. Plop. I'm gonna plop this link in here. Yes, go follow them. Go follow the book, because hopefully by the end of the hopefully by the end of the year you'll have your other campaign up and going. So which would be cool.
Great.
But yeah. I thought this book was quite creative. I think it's really interesting. I think kids would really enjoy it too. Yeah. And especially the world building, the monsters and kind of stuff. I think that would be fun. I think that would be a very cool thing to do for your next campaign, is to do a fan art contest. And then if kids send stuff in, just put that somewhere in there, like put a little, even a PDF or something. That'd be fun. Yeah. I think that'd be very cool, because you could do some really cool things with that, like really cool stuff.
Yeah, it has. It's actually led to a project I'm doing right now. It's like a warm up. For
nice.
Before I start drawing, as a way to get loose, I've had friends, kids, and friends just texting them and be like, "Give me, 3 descriptive words for a creature you want to see," and then just pull those and just like doodle that out, sketch it out, come up with something. And it's a good way to like loosen up, and I love doing it.
Oh, dude, that right there. Let me tell you, you should start your YouTube. That right there is what you should do: is doodle some weird things and take prompts from people inside the chat. That's
a great idea. I didn't even think about. I'm always thinking, I'm like, I got to go to a park, and sit down. YouTube would be great. And I'm actually going to be doing that at the convention this weekend. I'm going to have a commissions thing, and just cool. See if anybody wants to do it. And make some weird stuff.
Very nice. Yeah, that's fun.
Well, to bring this full circle, that was actually when we were doing the alien creation. When Ross was doing that, we would also feed the prompts that we were getting into AI, and then we would compare what Ross came up with, what the AI came up with. So Ross can just market himself as he's like the human AI, where you can give him the prompt.
The human AI. Oh, boom. CJ, you should back this just based on that. That's awesome. Yeah, way back in the day. Oh man, I used to do. I did art streams 18 years ago. So we'd have draw days. We'd do art challenges. We would do 30, 1 minute, and 2 minutes intervals, 30 seconds. We would go to Google and do the prompts of 2 to 3 things, and then just frantically try to come up with stuff. But that was very nerve-wracking and fun at the same time.
Sometimes those really tight turnarounds where you're like, all right, you got a minute, figure it out.
You're you can create something out.
You can have a lot of fun.
Crunch time. Good times. I love that kind of stuff. That to me is what gets you going. You're like, yes, let's do something stupid. I love that.
The other this is a game on that same idea. A game me and some friends played, and it's best played with people who do draw and don't draw. But just sitting around, we'd come up, somebody would name an animal, and then everybody has to draw that animal from memory, and you see what happens. And sometimes Anteater was a really good one. Anteater.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, some people came up with stuff.
Did you put a time limit on that? Because I've played that, but we called it 5-second animals. So you only had 5 seconds to draw.
5 seconds
is
5 seconds is brutal.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
I can't even find my pencil in 5 seconds. That's harsh. From memory. Yeah, listen. Yeah, draw a shark right now. How much is that going to turn into a dolphin? That'd be hilarious. That's fun. Dude, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for humming on here. I know it's dying. I'm starting to stick to my chair. I'm gonna need an ice cream break in a minute. But thank you boys for both coming on here. Yeah, the next time you have your campaign up and running, I'll definitely have you guys on here. That'd be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Besides your Garden State Con that's coming up this weekend, do you guys have any other appearances or anything you guys want to talk about?
The only other we're planning on, we're hoping to be at New York Comic Con. I know they're closed, and I think their applications are closed, but they haven't announced who's there. So it'd be great to be there. And we're also looking at, we're in the process of applying to smaller ones all over the place.
Just from here to where that New York, there's a whole ton of tiny small ones. There's a whole bunch like right over that. I think Connecticut, IC3, IndieCon, pure IndieCon. It's run by like a lot of the guys from Comics Wellspring are there, and they run stuff. That's another one. If you're really into doing art, go hang out in the Comics Wellspring chat. They do a lot of creator interviews for people that print with them, but they also do their Spilled Ink show, which I believe is every Wednesday or Thursday. They have a group of guys on just doing art based on a thing. And they just chill, hang out, have fun. It's a good bunch of guys. Just go talk to Brandon. He's good peeps.
Sweet.
Did we print the promos through them?
Yeah, I think we did print the promos through them. I was going to say,
they're awesome.
Definitely know.
Yeah, they're good stuff. They're like 30 minutes for me.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, they do a lot of fun things. They do. I've had Brandon on where they had their campaign for oh shoot, I forgot the actual name of it, but they had a campaign where they were doing like how to like prepare for a book or a Kickstarter kind of thing, or like lay the kind of stuff out, which was really cool. But they do a lot of fun workshops where they have people that print with them that come and do like a kids night where they try to get kids to create comics. They do a lot of fun, interesting, cool stuff. Yeah. I like those guys. They're a lot of cool fun. But yeah, there's a ton of creators that have like YouTubes, and they do like a lot of these like interview series like I do. But there's a ton of guys that just go on, hop on. They do drawing or they just chill and talk about books and stuff. And I would definitely start mingling in there. That's how I met half the people in the chat right now. But yeah. He's like, yep. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Encourage you to stop by. Yeah, exactly. Listen, if any creators are out there listening to this, the sphere of just indie guys and art guys, there's even some ultra pros on Twitch and on YouTube that stream. You guys can just put on and look at and just, listen to them go bananas talking about art, creativity. There's a couple of just storyboard guys that work for animation and film companies that go on there and just talk about their process of storyboarding, which is completely fascinating. It's a whole different product that you got going on. But yeah, it's really interesting what you got going on there.
Some of those, some of the YouTube live streams are so like invaluable. Especially I've seen some big names that like Jim Lee, watching him.
Oh yeah,
like just talk and draw and have a drink and make something that you're like, man, this dude's it just comes out of him. It's just so simple.
Yeah. I love, I know he's been going through some like family stuff, but I really hope Richard Fred comes back to doing his lunchtime things. He would go over books and he would do art pieces. I love those kind of stories where you're just talking and going over stuff. Shelby isn't in chat right now. I believe he's like on the road doing something, but he does some really cool art streams, but he does art for inspiration. Well, he'll pick a book and just go through it and they talk about it. So does Jay. He was in chat. So there's a lot of really interesting creative people that will either do. Another one is Creative Block. Rainey, the Diaz Bros, Narwhal, and Hyper Wizard. They do one where they just talk about world building, creating. They pick a topic and then just go do stuff. But there's a lot of really interesting, especially for people that are just like starting out, that want to get into making comics. Dude, there's so many things you can go hang in and just go pick up some great information. If you're there's a couple of people too that are, listen, I got people lurking galore. There's like 59 people right now hanging with us. Just go hang out and just go, meet some people, which I will continually keep telling people. But yeah, no, this world is vast. There's
build the community. Build the community.
Exactly. If you build it, they will come. Haha. That's right. Let's see. I have all of your links down below. I have all of them. I even have like more. I don't even know what I did with them. I put them all in the description thing. But yeah, I'm getting way hot. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. That's when you know it's time. Stuck to all the things. I don't even want to touch my desk right now. But we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for coming on here. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed reading the book that you have. Orphans, I think, is really cool. I think it delves into a lot of things too, because especially with Melt's illness, because of the themes that you have in this book, you can really reach out to a couple groups too that have to deal with that. They might actually want to pick this up. There's a couple ones I know, creators that actually do some things with that they want to have on their shelves. And I would start reaching out too to call a bunch of comic places, local shops, bunch of different cities. There's so many of them that will take a chance on indie guys. Will just put their books in their shop. So definitely reach out. Don't just go email everybody. I have friends in Australia that are here in the States now because they were just like running around doing things. But yes, exactly. Yes, I know. I also like that too. There was who had I have on? I had two. I have too many of these. They're all crossing over right now. But there's some that will do like ad space, or like you could do crossover campaign. There's so many cool things that are happening right now in the indie world, which I really love seeing.
That's great to hear. Yeah, the email lists just keep growing. They're so like you were saying, and it's funny like finding little pockets and then getting caught. Like, I mean, YouTube reviewing and all that, getting caught in that, and then finding another one being like, oh, I didn't even know this was like a whole thing. And you know, it's great discovering that, hearing about it, and you know, people like you promoting so much is fantastic.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I always feel bad when I can't have everybody on, which is really hard for me because I can't be streaming 24/7. It's exhausting enough doing these. I'm trying to cut back by next month what I'm doing because I need to get back to art myself. So nice. But it's been a lot of fun over the last, I think, 2 years that I've been doing this, getting to know everybody, and I love seeing that. That's great. Yes. That's right. I know. I'll get out there and talk to stuff. But I think this has been really cool. I love chatting with you guys, and I really did enjoy your book. So yeah, go pick up some Orphans. You can get it on Amazon. It is linked at the top, but let me drop it one more time. Oh crap! Oh, son of a! How did I do? I hit things. My fingers are too sticky because it's so hot. It got stuck. It got stuck. And we got another one. What's up, Jason? Jason's another indie creator. He also does interviews, so maybe you could possibly get on his or Luke's show. But he just got back from Heroes Con, all the way from Heroes Con all the way back to Ohio. Let's go.
Hey, way to go, Ohio.
That's right, Ohio. Actually, he knows a lot of cons over in the area too. You might actually be in the same area. I know. Listen, I'm literally stuck to everything. Can you hear how sticky it is?
Falling apart.
It's falling up. It would be falling apart, but it's all stuck together. That's where it's at right now. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the chat. It's been awesome. I am down. Yes. Listen, no. You have Angela. You have Angela, and you have a robot lady that talks to you in a British accent. It's fantastic.
Is there popping and locking? Is this the popping and locking section?
It is popping and locking. It does, because that's usually what I do when I get out of here, because I don't have an outro, so I make everybody dance spaz style.
Oh my gosh, I'm just not prepared for this.
Oh, you better be, because that's what's happening right now. Oh, cool. Put on your spare dancing shoes.
Time has come.